The world of America's Got Talent has always been full of astonishing talent, heartwarming stories, and unforgettable performances. But no one saw this coming. Darci Lynn Farmer, the young ventriloquist who stole millions of hearts with her puppets and extraordinary voice, is now making headlines for an entirely unexpected reason. Rumors claim that Darci Lynn has filed a lawsuit against one of the show's judges, leaving fans stunned and the entertainment world buzzing with speculation. Darci, who rose to fame as a 12-year-old on AGT, has always been seen as a beacon of charm, talent, and professionalism. She performed with confidence far beyond her years, capturing audiences with a mix of humor, storytelling, and unmatched ventriloquism skill. Yet behind the smiles and applause, sources suggest that there may have been growing tension with one of the judges, a conflict that allegedly escalated over time. While official confirmation remains elusive, the whispers online have ignited a firestorm of curiosity. What could have driven Darci Lynn, known for her kindness and grace, to take such a bold step? Was it a clash over creative control, personal remarks, or a deeper dispute? Today, we explore the untold story of Darci Lynn, the rise of a prodigy, the tensions behind the scenes, and the shocking claims that have left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about her journey. When Darci Lynn Farmer first stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2017, she seemed like any other 12-year-old girl, bright-eyed, nervous, and clutching a small puppet named Petunia. But within moments of her first performance, it became clear that she was far from ordinary. Singing through her puppet with flawless ventriloquism, Darci stunned the judges and captivated the audience. Simon Cowell's astonishment, Mel B's wide-eyed amazement, and the crowd's thunderous applause made it undeniable. A star had been born. What set Darci apart wasn't just her talent. It was her poise, charm, and stage presence. She was a natural storyteller, weaving emotion and humor into every routine. Week after week, her performances grew more sophisticated, demonstrating a maturity that belied her age. Audiences fell in love not only with her skill, but with her personality, her warmth, and the authenticity she brought to the stage. By the time the finale aired, Darci Lynn had become a household name. Winning the competition at such a young age cemented her place in AGT history. Her victory was celebrated by millions, earning her standing ovations, a dedicated fan base, and opportunities that most young performers could only dream of. Tours, television appearances, and even a Las Vegas show followed, each project further solidifying her reputation as a prodigious talent. Yet, as her fame skyrocketed, the pressures of life behind the curtain grew heavier. Fame came with relentless schedules, intense rehearsals, and constant media attention, a whirlwind for someone barely in their teens. Her family worked hard to protect her, grounding her in Oklahoma life and keeping her focused on what mattered most. Still, the demands of stardom were unavoidable, and the public rarely saw the stress hidden behind her confident smile. Even amid all the accolades, whispers began to circulate. Industry insiders hinted at tensions brewing behind the scenes, including disagreements over creative direction and how much control Darci should have over her performances. Although the young ventriloquist maintained her professionalism and grace, those close to her noticed subtle signs of frustration, moments where her playful energy dimmed under pressure. Despite these challenges, Darci continued to shine. She remained the golden girl of AGT, a symbol of talent, charm, and youthful brilliance. But beneath the surface, her journey was becoming more complicated. The very platform that launched her to fame was also, in ways unseen by fans, creating pressures that would eventually lead to controversy. It was this combination of exceptional talent, growing independence, and behind-the-scenes struggles that set the stage for a turning point, one that would shock fans and ignite speculation about her future with America's Got Talent. As Darci Lynn's fame grew, her relationship with America's Got Talent began to change in ways fans couldn't see. On stage, everything seemed perfect. She performed flawlessly. The judges praised her talent, and the audience adored her. Off stage, however, tensions quietly began to build. After winning the competition, Darci was bound by contracts that dictated much of her professional life. While these agreements are standard for AGT winners, they reportedly limited her creative freedom and placed control of her performances, appearances, and branding largely in the hands of the show's producers. At first, Darci and her family accepted these terms, trusting the system that had propelled her to fame. But as she matured, it became clear that she wanted more autonomy, to choose the songs she performed, to craft her routines, and to have a say in how she was presented to the public. According to sources close to her, some judges were reportedly less than supportive of her evolving vision. One judge in particular is said to have made comments questioning her independence and professionalism, suggesting she was too young or inexperienced to manage her career. For someone as talented and dedicated as Darci, these remarks stung deeply. What had once been praise and encouragement now felt like limitations imposed on her growth. Despite these challenges, Darci remained professional. She continued performing, always smiling for fans and delivering the captivating performances that had made her famous. But friends and insiders noticed subtle changes. Her interviews were more measured. She guarded her words carefully when AGT was mentioned, and she began prioritizing projects that allowed her more control. The tension reached a peak during AGT-related projects like AGT Fantasy League. Reports suggest disagreements over how her routines were edited and presented led to frustration. While the public saw a polished performance behind the scenes, Darci was allegedly struggling with decisions being made without her consent. For a young artist who had built her career on authenticity and skill, this was a breaking point. Speculation began to circulate online about the rumored rift between Darci and the judge in question. Fans pieced together interviews, reactions, and subtle interactions from televised segments, attempting to understand what could have prompted such tension. While nothing had been officially confirmed, it was clear that the dynamic between Darci Lynn and the show had changed, and not for the better. This period marked the beginning of a transformation in her career. Darci Lynn was no longer just a contestant or a child prodigy. She was a young woman seeking to assert her independence, to protect her artistry, and to navigate a world that often values control over creativity. It set the stage for what would become one of the most talked about controversies in recent AGT history, the moment when a beloved star appeared ready to take a stand. Regardless of the consequences, Darci Lynn maintained her professionalism, focusing on perfecting her craft while navigating the pressures of fame. She continued touring, performing, and delighting audiences across the country. Yet beneath the bright lights and smiling faces, frustration quietly festered. The very people who had once praised her talent were now allegedly restricting her creative freedom, questioning her independence and, according to insiders, undermining her confidence. The alleged tension wasn't sudden. It had been building gradually. Darci's desire to evolve her act, to incorporate new songs, puppets, and storytelling elements, reportedly clashed with the expectations of the show's leadership. One judge in particular allegedly dismissed her ideas, implying that her youth made her incapable of making professional decisions. For Darci, who had spent years perfecting her craft and proving her skill, these moments were deeply hurtful. Despite the mounting challenges, Darci remained silent publicly. She avoided interviews that might spark controversy and continued to deliver flawless performances whenever cameras were rolling. Friends noticed subtle signs of strain. Her energy sometimes dimmed off stage, and she became more cautious about the projects she agreed to take on. Yet she never let her audience see her frustration. Her commitment to her art and her fans remained unwavering. The alleged breaking point reportedly came during a disagreement over her creative control in AGT-related projects. Decisions about performance edits, song choices, and promotional appearances were allegedly made without her approval. According to insiders, this confrontation left Darci feeling humiliated and disrespected, a turning point in her relationship with the show. Shortly after, rumors began circulating that Darci Lynn had decided to take legal action. Fans speculated about a lawsuit involving creative rights, personal grievances, or contractual disputes with one of the judges. Headlines began appearing online. Darci Lynn sues AGT judge, and ventriloquist star takes legal stand. The sudden wave of speculation shocked fans, many of whom had always seen her as kind, approachable, and focused solely on her craft. Darci's silence only intensified the curiosity. No public statements, no social media posts, no confirmations, only the rumors and whispers spreading across fan pages and news outlets. Those closest to her suggest that the decision to step forward legally was not made lightly. It reflected her growing desire to assert herself, protect her artistry, and ensure her career could progress on her own terms. This moment marked a dramatic shift. Darci Lynn was no longer just a beloved child star or a television sensation. She was a young woman claiming her voice in a world that had tried to control her. Whether the lawsuit would be confirmed or remain a mystery, the story revealed an essential truth, even the most charming. Adored talents can face struggles behind the curtain, and sometimes standing up for oneself requires taking bold, unprecedented steps. Would explore what her silence truly means and how fans and the industry interpret this unprecedented move, shedding light on the impact of her actions both personally and professionally. In the wake of the shocking rumors, Darci Lynn's story captured the attention of fans, media outlets, and online communities alike. While the alleged lawsuit against a judge from America's Got Talent stirred curiosity and debate, the young ventriloquist herself remained remarkably silent. This silence, many experts suggest, is both a strategic and personal choice, a reflection of maturity, professionalism, and a desire to control her own narrative. Darci's discretion highlights a reality few outside the entertainment industry fully grasp. Child stars, especially those as young as she was during her rise to fame, often face immense pressures, contractual obligations, public expectations, and creative limitations imposed by others. Fans see the polished performances and viral moments, but rarely the tension, negotiation, and occasional frustrations behind the scenes. By remaining silent, Darci maintains her dignity and ensures that her artistry, not controversy, remains the focus. Some insiders suggest that the rumored legal action is about more than personal grievances. It's said to involve creative control and the ability to make decisions about her performances, appearances, and career direction. For a performer who has dedicated years to mastering ventriloquism, taking control of her professional path is not just about power. It's about protecting her craft, her reputation, and her future. While speculation continues, her silence has also amplified her mystique. Fans debate, analyze, and theorize, but they are forced to focus on what they do know: her immense talent, professionalism, and enduring appeal. This situation demonstrates a broader truth about fame, that even the brightest stars can face complex challenges behind the scenes. And sometimes the most powerful statements are made not with words, but through measured restraint. Regardless of how the story unfolds, Darci Lynn's journey serves as an example of resilience. She has evolved from a child prodigy into a young adult artist asserting her independence in a demanding industry. The alleged conflict with AGT underscores the difficulties talented young performers face as they grow, but it also highlights the courage required to stand up for oneself, even when the world is watching. Ultimately, Darci Lynn's silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a deliberate choice, a testament to her maturity, foresight, and unwavering commitment to her craft. As fans, all we can do is continue to support her performances, admire her incredible skill, and respect the boundaries she sets in navigating both her career and her personal life. Even if the rumors of a lawsuit remain unconfirmed, Darci's story reminds us of the complex reality behind the glitz of televised competitions. The pressure, the challenges, and the courage it takes to claim your own voice in a world that often tries to speak for you.